Well, today is Veterans Day, a time where we all pause to thank the members of our armed forces for their service to our community. It's also Therapy Thursday. Dr. Brenda Lloyd Jones from the University of Oklahoma is here to discuss how we can better interact with our veterans. Brenda, let's jump right in today. We have a question from Randy. He says, my son is participating in an event to recognize veterans. The virtual event allows him to ask veterans questions. What questions would you say are appropriate for our son to ask?
Well, congratulations to Randy's son. What a fantastic opportunity. I think it's always great to focus your questions. As a frequent panelist, I find that when people ask me specific questions, I'm quickly able to answer, and I'm usually on point. So I would say, how about deployment? Deployment overseas. So his son could say, I have questions regarding deployment overseas. And the first question could be, how did you inform your family that you were leaving for overseas? And this question allows the responder to give us a story, and there's nothing like an exciting story, right? The second question he could ask was, can you give a favorite memory of your time overseas, and where were you? And this is an opportunity for us to understand what's meaningful to the responder. The last question would be, how can we think about veterans and what it is that they need? And this takes us to the future and gives us a sense of what is wanted and desired from a particular veteran. Helps us to move forward.
Yes, great advice. We also have another question that came in this week. This one from Paige. Paige says that her dad recently died, and my friends have been contacting me with condolences. He lived into his 80s, so friends have been telling me at least that he lived a long life, but that actually, angers her. How should she be responding to friends?
Yeah, this is a critical question. And Brian, we just aren't great at languaging around this topic.
It's a tough one, isn't
it? It is grief, death, and dying. And so she has two options I'd like to recommend. Number one, she can just say thank you for reaching out and understand that people probably have her best interests at heart and are and folks aren't trying to intentionally be insensitive and give them the benefit of the doubt. Or she can say, yes, he lived into his 80s, but I still will miss him very much. Because here's the rub. We don't know whether or not she and her father were estranged and how long they actually had together. We don't have that information. So many times we say or we try to comfort those who are bereaved with words and phrases that we've heard, and consequently they may not be useful for individuals. Here's the heart of the matter. We want to continue reaching out. We don't want to be the ones who are quiet and hesitant and not offering support. So take a chance, understand that we come from diverse cultures. We may not receive the message, but let's give each other the benefit of the doubt and continue to reach out and connect with one another.
All right, great advice as always. And if you're watching right now and you have a question you'd like for us to talk about next Thursday, you can send your question in right now by email to therapythursday@griffin.news.